Hi you guys! Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Matilda, and if you're new here, I like talking about many different topics: home and living, life and struggles, life and lessons. The list goes on. Today's video is actually a follow-up video on how I'm figuring out my finances at 28. Video that just happened a couple of weeks ago, almost a month ago now, and it's actually a follow-up because it's tax season, baby. And I have just filed my taxes for the first time ever as a content creator in Singapore, and I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned about myself and also the process, and go along and continue talking about my financial journey, because I feel like financial transparency should be a thing amongst freelancers in Singapore, especially because we don't usually talk about finances. But yeah, stick around and let's get into it. So yeah, I realized that I wanted this to be a very follow me along as I found my taxes journey, but I realized how boring that actually is, because it was damn easy to file my taxes. All I needed to do was state my income for the year and then the net income after the expenses. But truly, I think what was the more difficult part for me was to determine, firstly, do I need to pay income taxes? The answer was yes. As long as you earn more than 6k per year, you have to do your blogging or any video content creation, influencer stuff. If you earn more than 6k, you have to file taxes. And then afterwards, I also had to determine what constitutes as an expense and what can be expensed out. So I realized, and I'm going to go really quick with this part here because I want to talk more about my relationship with money and how it has progressed, and just in general, chat a little bit more about financial literacy and my situation right now. I basically wrote down all of my income from all my different jobs, and then I also had my income from my PR gifts. So all these gifts are stuff that people have gifted. It could be in the form of perfume, skincare, but all of this has to be more than $100 for it to be considered as your income. And yeah, so I counted all of that in, and then I actually had another expense sheet on Excel sheet, and this actually was broken down into many different parts because I honestly had a lot of expenses this year. Well, 2024, where I flew quite a lot often to get to my jobs or to even to create content in new places. So all of that was considered, even my airport transfers as well, because these were costs that went towards helping me trying to film all of my content. So that was also another expense I had to consider. Flight related costs, private hire transport, hotels and apartments, even videographers, editors who were helping me with my content, subscriptions. Oh my god, subscriptions, you guys, honestly scared me like hell, because what do you mean I spent 1,600 in the entire year just on subscriptions? That's insane to me. Content expense as well, things like tickets to certain exhibitions, things that I wanted to cover, all of that I had to edit in. And even my speaker right now, or my mics that you're listening to this crisp quality from, it cost me $400, so that was an expense to the business. But yeah, I think all of that considered, I did not end up having to pay too much in taxes. In fact, I actually went from quite a bit to cutting down about half because of the fact that I had some contributions to CPF. So real talk, I think after I filed my taxes, and I'm still going to be paying off the tax bill and all of that in the next 2 weeks, I felt a lot of different feelings. Trust me, I actually realized it was my first time ever filing my own taxes as a freelancer, and I know that is such a normal thing to go through. Yes, you're a business owner kind of, and you have to do all these things in order to operate in the country that you're from or you want to have business in. But that to me was such a full circle kind of moment, in the sense of I've never actually filed my own taxes. Everything has always been done for me by the companies that I've worked in before. And I was thinking, wow, we have come to this point at 28 where I'm able to say that I can sustain a living doing something I've loved. And that was a very heartwarming moment for me when I was done filing my taxes. I know it sounds very crazy because it's babes, it's just taxes, let's not get too deep with it. But I found that for me, it was a way of saying that, to 16-year-old me who picked up her first retail job in Topshop, right? 11 years ago, oh no, 12 years ago now, that like, hey, you know, you can breathe now and, you know, it'll all work out. Like, I think that to me was the biggest takeaway from this whole experience of doing my taxes and really just like to my younger self that, hey, you know, we're okay now. We managed to like be a freelancer for a year, even though we didn't earn that much. You know, our expenses are crazy, but I still, you know, managed to stay and sustain myself all the way until now. So I think that was something that opened up to me during my process of filing my taxes. Ever since I was 23, around there, when I moved out of my parents' place for the first time, right, I had this very deep fear of, you know, financial stability. Like, will I ever be financially stable enough? And true enough, like, I did ended up being close to wiped out, right? Because I had a hospital debt to work through, about 26,000 of it, and it took me about 2 to 3 years to finally clear it. And when I cleared it, I thought, oh my god, like, we're free now. And then I realized that, oh damn, like, I still need to pay for my rent. I still had so many things up my I had so many like costs that I still had to deal with, and I just felt that like this relationship with money, it has to improve somehow, and it has to come from me, and it's not something that I can just like magically wish for like $1 million and then expect my life to just be perfect after that. You know, I might just spend the entire million as well. So yeah, I think that this whole experience and also the evolution of my financial journey is that I'm trying to be a lot more wary of how I'm spending my money, and also how conscious, like maybe I was also thinking that whole video with me talking about my financial journey is a bit premature, because I find that now I don't really need a lot to be happy. Like, I genuinely probably need like only X amount of months and like I'm chill, you know. But yeah, I think this whole idea of being in a influencer-centric world, consumer-centric world, makes us think that we always need something bigger, something more always, and something new. And that is quite, you know, a scary loop to find yourself in if you're paying debt after debt. So yeah, I think in that sense, like, my relationship with money has sort of improved, in the sense of like my mindset has improved. I don't know whether I told you guys this, but I always had crash outs like almost every single month, thinking that, oh my god, I'm gonna end up homeless one day and it's not gonna work out and I'm gonna have to, you know, figure out how to earn more money. But I've realized how damaging this kind of mindset really is for someone at my age who's 28. I should be living like my best life. I shouldn't be worrying too much, right? I still have time. And that mindset scared me as well, you know, thinking that I always had to be 5 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead, and I needed to know where my money was every single time. You know, if people were to ask me, oh, how much do you have in this bank account, I know where it is, you know, and I know how much I have in there. So I think that to me was like me trying to improve my relationship with money, trying to recognize that yes, this is a problem, that we need to fix it somehow. And how we're gonna do that, you know, we'll workshop it later. But yeah, basically, I think that's how my journey with finance has been like the past year as an influencer as well, knowing that the money is not always going to be, you know, good all the time. It's not going to be like the highs every single time. Sometimes there's going to be lows as well, and I'd have to learn how to manage it. But it's all part of a journey, right, of trying to, you know, be your own boss and all that. As a content creator, it is often perceived that we have a lot of money and we have a lot of things and all that, but most of the time a lot of things are loaned or they are gifted. You know, it's not exactly given to us in terms of cash where we're able to pay off other things with. So I think this specific mindset is very, very like it's very not real. Like, it really is what I'm trying to share with you. Like, not every influencer will get selected for every single campaign, and the money is really not steady at all. Like, in fact, I was even toying with the idea of going back into a corporate job or picking up something new that will offer me a side hustle at the same time, and I don't have to worry too much about like my daily or my monthly cash flow. So I think these kind of things, and also external factors, by the way, such as the tariffs being mentioned, also about how the stock market was completely in free fall just like a week ago. I think all of this really scares me and shows me how the money and the economy may not be as resilient as the human, and I definitely will be looking at more ways to generate more income over the next few months. But yeah, I think just me going through this whole process with you guys about how like my financial journey, the literacy, and like growing in my financial mindset, like I'm hoping that this will be helpful to someone out there who may be considering going through a similar going through a similar career path, or maybe going through similar things like me, where you always feel like very insecure or like very scared of not having enough money at all. And that's a very, very like valid thing to feel. But yeah, like let me know if this video even resonates to you at all, and I would love to chat more in the comments or even do follow-up videos. But I feel like this might be a good video where I'll start off and talk more about like my journey through financial literacy and all of that. Texas was like a very clear reflection of like my value as a content creator, and I hope to deliver even more cool visuals, cool graphics, and storytelling, and all of these stuff. But I just hope that at the end of the day, we're all humans. Like I just want my content to reach out to people, and I don't want my content to be fed into an AI machine next time to be regurgitated somewhere else. Like I hope that I'm always going to be connecting with people online. I hope that my stories will resonate with someone. I hope people can share their stories and I can resonate with them. It's like, I think this is something that we cannot let go of, which is the human connection. But yeah, anyway, wow, I've totally just segued all the way to damn hell and I probably went so far off the tangent. But I hope you guys have liked this video, and I hope you like more of these kind of personal sharings, because I feel like I haven't done one of these in a very, very long time. And honestly, it's really because I have so many other stuff that I've been planning for different accounts, and I hope you guys stick around. And yeah, I'll definitely be doing this video on a monthly basis, because I feel like it's good to always check in and talk about all these kind of money issues, financial struggles, etc. And yeah, I hope you guys will stick around for it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Bye!